So this first problem on the quiz, as you know, if you look at the practice, if you do well with the practice, you're gonna be fine, right? So this is a grouping problem when I say factoring. Now, you could use our factors of 12 divided, it would work, okay? You could do that process that we have, but it is a little quicker and easier if you do the grouping part. So it does work out for you. Remember, it has to be 4 terms, which it says, let's see if we can get a GCF out of this first one, and it's gonna be x squared, leave us with 2x plus 3, okay? Leave us with 2x plus 3. And we're gonna take out, on this next one, probably -4. That 2 would leave us with 2x. Oh, I guess that didn't lock in place, that's not good. Plus 3, and we'll start over again, because I'm not gonna let that do all the time. And hopefully that'll solve that problem, maybe not, you never know. All right. Take out x squared. It's getting even worse now. Leave me with 2x, plus 3. Take out -4. Gonna leave us with 2x plus 3. Rewrite x squared minus 4 and 2x plus 3. Difference of perfect squares. X plus 2 and x minus 2 and 2x plus 3. I guess we just have to put up with that thing messing up this period. Everybody okay? Feel good about that one difference? That grouping problem? All right, grab your calculator. All the factors of 96 could be quite a few, couldn't it? So how are we gonna eliminate some of those? Well, we're going to graph it in our graphing device and see if we can narrow it down instead of listing all of those factors. We could have a multiplicity here since it is asking for that. So it's probably going to bounce off the x-axis somewhere. Or this is a degree of what? Of 3. So it could be doubling up or it could be a possible triple. Any luck? Anybody got one for me? Try. All the factors of 96 or a visual. Come on, Luke.
-6.
-6. Yeah, let's try it. -6. 1, -2, -32, and 96. Okay, make sure we go down in descending order there. We don't need those zeros in there, do we? Okay, so we're good to go. 1, that gives me -6, gives me -8. I think that gives me 48 positive. Things are moving around. That's gonna give me 16. 16 times that's gonna give me -96, which gives me 0. So we do have one, thank you, Luke. We're down to our quadratic. Okay, so we have x squared minus 8x plus 16 equals 0. That should look familiar to us. What is it? Perfect square? Trinomial. It does factor. X minus 4. X minus 4. So solving there, we're going to get x equals 4, but it has a multiplicity of 2, because there's 2 of them. Remember, we got to solve, so set that equal to 0, so take that 4 to the other side. How we doing? Okay with that one? That's a process that we've done many times in the last 3 or 4 days, isn't it? Okay, we've worked that over a couple different times. Questions? All right. Let's go on. Same deal. Graph it. Let's see what's going on. We're going to find all those roots. Put it in your calculator so we can eliminate what all the factors of what? All the factors of 6 divided by all the factors of 2. So again, if you get this practice down, you know, and you well know that things are going to be right for you on the assessment. You'll be fine tomorrow. Any helpers there? Gonna need 2, so if you get an idea, has anybody got one for me to start with?
-2.
-2?
Yeah.
All right, let's go there. Make sure we're good there. We don't need any zeros, do we? Okay, so we're good. 2, -1, -14, -5, and 6. Remember, we're gonna need another one, so 2 comes down, it's gonna give me -4, gives me -5, that gives me 10, that gives me -4, that gives me +8, which gives me 3, gives me -6, so we're good to go. There's one. Someone help me out with another? -1? -1? Okay. Remember, we're only gonna use what's left over. 2 coming down. That's gonna give me -2, which would give me -7. And that's gonna give me +7, which would give me 3. And that's gonna give me -3, which gives me 0. So there's 2. We're left with 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 equals 0. All right, we're kind of have a funky quadratic now. It's ones that has a coefficient in front of your x squared term. So sometimes those are a little bit more difficult. Okay, so this does factor though. If you don't see it, you can use a quadratic. I use the quadratic first period, and you can use -b. I would suggest not doing completing the square because you're going to get what? A bunch of fractions. Okay, so the quadratic formally does work. Also, it does factor. So let's go ahead and factor it. We're going to need 2x. We're going to need x. So and plus plus, so they're both minus. We're going to need the 3 here and the 1 here, and it does work out. So if you want to FOIL that and check, it does work. You do get the middle term of 7x. So we are going to solve for these, set them equal to 0. So that first one there, setting that equal to 0, your x is going to be +3. Setting this one equal to 0, you're going to take 1 over, be positive, divide by 2, so the other x is 1/2. So I found the 4 roots. We have a degree of 4 up here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. How we doing there? Good to go? We should be. I mean, we've done 6 or 7 of those in class, plus at least a dozen or so in homework. everybody feel good about the process, whether, graph it, eliminate some of those, do synthetic. Remember, you gotta get it down to the quadratic, and then you're gonna use quadratic formula, or complete the square, or factor if possible. Now, the truth of the matter is you can keep going, do synthetic, but we're not sure if they're all gonna be real roots. You're not gonna be able to do synthetic substitution and get the complex or the irrational roots. All right, the fun one. Okay. I made this one easier than the ones we did yesterday. I forgot to mention, like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, for a couple of weeks here, for a while, we're gonna have someone that can help us out with math, so, it's Miss Fry back there, you guys can say hi, she's from Mount Union, she wants to be a teacher, so give her your courtesy, and if you have a question and I'm not available, she can certainly try to help you, so. All right, this guy here, we got x equals 1. We got x equals square root of 2. We got x equals negative square root of 2. We got x equals I. And we have x equals negative I. Bringing that over, x minus 1. Bringing that over, it's going to be x minus square root of 2. We're going to have x plus the square root of 2. And we're going to have x minus I. And we're going to have x plus I. Let's see if we can lock this one in. All right, we talked about yesterday, make sure you do these guys first, right? Because all that stuff's gonna eliminate, right? And make sure you do these. So let's go ahead. X times x will give me x squared. That's gonna give me positive I, then I'm gonna get a negative ix. So those are gonna cancel. And then I'm gonna end up with negative I squared. Well, what does negative I squared really end up being? None other than positive 1. So we're gonna change that to plus 1. So we're done with those. Do the same here. X times x, give me x squared. I'm going to get positive x square roots of 2 and negative, so those are going to cancel. Then I'm going to get negative square root of 4, which is 2. So those are done. Of course, this guy's just coming down for the ride. And truly did ride. Come on. Now it's just a bunch of massive foiling, isn't it? Okay. Let's continue. We'll finish this guy out. I guess I'll just do these first right here. I'm going to get x to the 4th, and I'm going to get plus x squared, right? X to the 4th. I'm going to get minus 2x squared, and then I'm going to get minus 2. Combine those middle terms, I'm going to get x to the 4th minus x squared minus 2. For some reason, I don't feel like I'm doing this right, but does it look right, everybody? Am I good? Anybody following along? I think it's all right. All right. Still got x minus 1 out here. X times x. Be x to the 5th, then we're going to get minus x to the 3rd, and then we're going to get minus 2x. Negative 1 times that would be negative x to the 4th. Negative 1 times positive would be positive x squared, and then we're going to end up with positive 2. Got a lot going on there. Putting that in standard form now to finish it up. X to the fifth minus x to the fourth minus x cubed plus x squared minus 2x plus 2. Remember, we have one complex, we're gonna have another one. One's gotta be positive, one's gotta be negative. Okay, that problem was much easier than yesterday's, wasn't it? Okay, what was yesterday's? Yesterday's I went a little bit harder on you, okay? We had, instead of just simple like this, I had 1 plus the square root of 2. You had a little bit more work to do, didn't you? I had 3 minus I, and you had, remember, if I have 3 minus I also have what? 3 plus I, okay? If I have 1 plus the square root of 2, I also have 1 minus. So those you'll be foiling. You'll set them equal to x, bringing that over. We did that yesterday, right? Everybody good? Last problem is like the rest that we've done. All the factors of 54. We got to find some roots. Help me out there. If you haven't graphed it, or if you have, take a second. Got milk today, huh? Chocolate too. Multitasking over there?
Mhm.
Got a number, anyone? I'm listening. 1, 2, 5, 8, 2. Bobby?
Yeah.
Gonna need a second one if that one works, which I think it probably will. Make sure we have descending order. We don't need any zeros. We don't. One times 2 is 2. Gives me -3. -3 times 2 is -6. Which gives me 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Oops. Something's not right. Did I get a sign wrong? Oh, that's -45. That's right. There we go. That's the problem. That would give me 27. And I think that's negative. And that would give me -54. Gives me 0. One down. Got another? Anyone? What'd you say? 3. Thanks. One down. Times 3 would be 3. Got a 0 for that middle term, yeah. Something's not right. I don't think 3's gonna work, did it? Or where did I go wrong?
0 times 3.
Oh, yeah, 0, dummy, yeah. Thanks. Had a little brain fart there. That would be 27. Give me 0. All right, we're down to x squared plus 0x plus 9. So yay, our quadratic is x squared plus 9 equals 0. Why do we like that? Because there's no middle term, right? Get rid of that middle term, all we gotta do is take the 9 to the other side. So we're gonna have x squared equals -9, aren't we? Take square root. And we have our final 2 roots of the 4, and they are plus and minus 3i. Everybody good? You know what you're doing here, guess what, we got an A tomorrow, right? That's how it rolls, that's how it's been all year. Take a picture and at least submit this and let me know you at least copy the answers down while I went over them. Everybody good? We spent, 5 or 6 days on this. You guys should be ready. I'm not gonna go over anymore. Is that all right with everybody? Okay. No phone calculators tomorrow. So no phone